Hey everyone, welcome back to the Great Zimbabwe. Now we're looking at the Autumn 24 final that took place between Melk0r, Avatar 73, Vraid, and Billtje. Let's get going. So, Melk0r starting off and placing a monument here. If we look at this map, there's only there's 5 wood, but in terms of being close to the center and touching multiple woods, probably the wood carver is going here in the center, just below where Melk0r has placed their first monument. And if we look at the clay, the orange one, to count 3, you could go up somewhere up here and get 3, but you could also go somewhere here and get access to 4. And like I always say, people generally try to look where there's a lot of resources to place their primaries so that they can not only upgrade themselves on a turn, but also in the early game get cattle from other players who are upgrading. So this is a good spot. What's weak in this game is ivory, where you can only place an ivory carver maybe here in the top left of the center tile, or here just to the right of the center tile, to get access to 2. So either you're going to touch these 2 or these 2, and there's only 3 in the game, so that's quite weak for reasons of getting cattle from other players. I did spot this position here, which gets you access to 3 diamonds, which is amazing. So 1, 2, and 3, you're all the way up to here, and to this one. So I like this pick from Melk0r because you get access to a lot of spaces where craftsmen, maybe you may end up being connected to all 3 depending on how players build them. Avatar selects here, I think to get close to where the wood and the potter is eventually going to be. I think I would have gone, I like up here, for potentially the diamond, and you get access to where the 2 ivories could viably end up. Whereas here you're a little bit far away, but is in the middle of the other resources. Vraid also choosing to go down here so that they can get access to where I guess they assume the wood is going to be. Vraid in the worst spot here because they're placing 3rd, and when it comes time to bidding, you reverse the order, so they'll be passing first. Billtje will bid 1 on themselves. Billtje will bid 1 on themselves, and then Vraid will be first to pass, meaning they're going last in the first round. And Billtje going over here. So they're all close together. For some reason, nobody liked this spot. Let's see how it plays out. Okay, very normal. Everybody passes. In the first round, Billtje going first and placing the ivory here, where it has access to these 2. Interestingly, not placing it where anybody else can reach it. Let's go look in the reserve. There's no range 6 issue, there's no Gu, there's no Obatala, and there's no Tui. We do have a Legua, Komata, Ziva, Atet, you can read. Notably, Zango's in here and Engai's in here. So we may see one a rush strategy, or an Engai, Ivory Engai, quick exit. Billtje set prices at 2. Game gets rewound. Billtje not choosing a god. Here comes Melk0r, placing the potter here. Okay, so there are other places the potter could go, but probably the wood carver is going in here unless somebody has an unusual idea. So they're placing it where it can reach 4 and 2 other players. So I guess going for income from that. Prices 2 is fine. Takes Engai. So they're going orange Engai. Potter. Engai's going to give them an extra 2 per turn. Avatar placing the wood carver in where it can access 3. The other players can reach it except for Billtje. I really think Billtje would have been better off up here. That's very easy to say in retrospect. And now Vraid taking the center position, which is a fine thing to do whenever you're forced. They can access each of the prime raise. So not the worst spot. They take Shady, which, it's quite early to take Shady. This is more than likely a counter to Ngai, because now if Ngai, who's got the most VR, bids one, they're going to be giving it to Vraid, which is half of the income they're getting from their god. They won't want to do that. They'll end up now going last by default instead of first by default. So that's annoying. And there you go, they pass. Vraid is now going to get to go first. Let's see what they do. Upgrading off of Billtje's Ivory. Not sure why they chose Billtje. I perhaps would have given it to the higher VR players just by default, but perhaps because Billtje isn't connected to anybody else, they see them as less of a threat. Billtje placing another monument where it can reach their own and the wood, but not the potter. Avatar chooses Herd. Placing just 2 on it, we'll have 4 income next turn. What else are they doing? Placing a monument where it can reach Ivory and their own. So this is fine. They're going to have 4 next turn, which means they can totally upgrade on themselves, or they can put the cattle on their herd. Melk0r also choosing to get to 2 rather than upgrading. They also have the cattle to feed themselves. And just do upgrades next turn. Okay, so Avatar now with the highest VR probably will pass with 4. Here comes Melk0r also passing. Vraid getting to go first for free. Now they have 4. They could upgrade their 2, giving 2 away to 2 other players, which is a lot of cattle, but then you have 3 income per turn for the rest of the game, which is nice. And the 4 victory points are also nice. Here they decide to go for another monument, which I don't think they need unless they plan on raising their VR a lot more. So if you just think about 2 monuments and upgrading them, if you get a 4-4 versus a 4-3-3, 4-4 is actually just, it's an extra point, and you didn't waste a turn placing this one, but also having 3 monuments is good, especially if you're already planning to build secondaries, which I would be thinking of in that position. Billtje upgrading. Here comes Melk0r upgrading after their own. The danger here now is they've got so much income from that they'll be able to very easily now upgrade both of those and score another 8 points, getting them to 15, 13 away. That's a danger zone for the Ngai player with their extra income. They're now super powerful in the early game with that extra 2 income. Here comes the raise. Are they going to do both? Yes, Avatar doing both, meaning, or did I miscalculate? No, okay, I did. They took Ansai this turn and Ansi this turn, meaning that they only have to pay 1 to themselves twice, and then they've got 2 left over that they can put on the herd. Nice little trick. But now they're at 34 VR, and so this board state is going to have to change a lot for them, meaning I think secondaries are going to have to go down, the game is going to have to go long. Having to pass again because their VR is so high, and Shady is there. Melk0r passing. Oh, hold on a second. No, they don't. What happened there? We get a bit of 3 from Melk0r, so giving 1 away, giving another 1 away, and I guess feeding themselves 1. Yeah, so they're looking for this upgrade where they give themselves 4 cattle, give away 4 cattle, score 8 points. That's a bargain. So they've bid 3 cows. Vraid has bid 4. Really wants to stop that from happening. Vraid also has a builder, but hasn't built anything yet. Billtje passing, Melk0r passing, of course. Doesn't want to give away 5, and vraid is the most generous with 5 cattle, which isn't ideal if they're planning to build a secondary because they have builder. They haven't used it yet. You would want 6 in that position. That's probably why Melk0r bid what they bid, so to put vraid in this position if they want to go first. Okay, there's going to be an overbuild here. This is what I see. Yeah, they wouldn't bid so much just to go first and not do this. They're doing a hard counter into Engai to stop them getting this very critical upgrade early and cheaply. So now it's super expensive for Melk0r to do their upgrade. So super hard counter into Melk0r again. Maybe even took builder to keep it away from the Engai player, because they can take those 2 cattle from Engai, put it into builder, and really get a massive engine going. Which is less desirable in a game with an Anzi, but it's a nice strategy. Okay, Melk0r responds immediately with building this out of range of the Anansi player, so recognizing that threat, out of range of Billtje, out of range of everybody, right? This is a harsh place to put it. It can reach here. They don't range to it. So this is a nice position for that. And it's not, they've got 2 monuments. It can reach, look, my map is off here. From whenever vraid took Shady, that pumps the map over a little bit. But here, they've got 2 resources it accesses. This accesses 2 other resources, so when they end up using this, they can use it for both monuments at the same time. And they're not in the worst position here in that they can reach this. You'll notice that all of vraid's monuments can reach this position. They obviously chose this and had been planning this for a turn or 3 before they did it. Let's see what the other players do now that these secondaries are out. Billtje electing to just pay the prices and upgrade. Still get to do their own for cheap, so that's fine. Not a good idea to overbuild your own primary in that case, just go for it. Would have probably liked to get both of those up, but just doesn't have the cattle for it. So they're going in, they're looking good now. They're only 11 away, they're halfway there. There is the Zango here that they can take to lower their VR by 2. A Tet is still there. None of these others make a lot of sense for Billtje. They're probably looking at Zango, meaning they're effectively 9 away at this moment. And everybody else has chosen a god. 9 away, they have 10 in terms of upgrade potential on the board. They're probably quite happy. Avatar has not a lot of cattle. Put it all into herd. Okay, that's fine. So they're getting 11 next turn, which is great. That means they'll be the richest. And placing a monument, which is also, they need to do that in order to win. Because of the VR so high now, they'll need to upgrade 3 monuments. Maybe more will help. Okay, so this is a pass for me, but maybe not. Let's see what they do. Yeah, they pass. Melk0r passes. Vraid wants to go first. Billtje passes. Here we go. Okay, still only 5, which, yeah, sucks if you want to go building. And they do, oh my god, so they still haven't used Builder, which I guess is only 2 VR, but to then never use it is really painful. 3 cattle now in turn 5. That's painful, but they do have a lot of control. So they own 2/3 of the secondaries, none of the primaries. This was very expensive. Setting prices to 2. They built it where one of the Anansi monuments can get to it, the other one has to go through a monument, and so that counts as having to pay a hub here. And I'm counting from the wrong player, it should be the yellow player, so both of them can reach that actually. Not sure I love this. Hold on a second. This one can't reach. 1, 2, no, don't like this at all. So with the Anansi player, you tend to want to make them hub. Given that they're only paying 1, you want to make it a little bit more expensive for them when you place. Where would I have placed this? I guess they were looking for 2 wood for it. I think I would have gone here, where you get 2 wood and all of your guys can reach it. Yeah, still 2 of the Anansi player, but still. At least then all of your dudes can reach it. I don't know why they're not putting it here. I think that's the better spot for it. You still get 2 wood. Maybe they're thinking about eating up particular woods, but no, don't see the reason for this. Maybe that's it. They have access to wood that nobody else has access to. Could be that. I still would have placed it down here. Billtje placing a monument because they can't afford to upgrade, I think. Yeah, they can't afford it. Costs 8 at least, and they only have 7, so what else can you do? Place a monument. Melk0r did the same, I think. Yes. Actually, from here they can reach this secondary, they can reach this secondary, and the monument here from Avatar can only reach this one. So I like this position was better. I don't know why they didn't place their monument there. They're not getting any extra benefit from placing it here. Probably just an oversight from Avatar. Avatar now herding like crazy. That's the way to do it. If you're going to take herd, make sure you use it to make it worth it. So they're up to, going to be up to size 3 now. So if they can keep pumping that herd, they're going to have 6 income per turn, and an Anzi, meaning it's cheap to upgrade. The player that you most fear in this position is Shady, because to go first against them is tough, but there aren't really extreme bottlenecks in this game. You know, this one reaches 2, this one reaches 2, and yeah, vraid is so broke, you're not going to get into a bidding war with somebody that has 4 cattle. So the 2 that are still in it are Avatar, Melk0r, and definitely Billtje if they can get some cattle going. They're now 8 away, and they've got 3 monuments. So they're sitting pretty, just not enough cattle for raid. Maybe they'll make some back when the bidding gets going between these 2. They're both in similar positions now. Probably you would want an Anze and herd more than Ngai. But let's see how it goes. Fairly even. U-turn order. Pass, pass, pass. Billtje. Okay, so what does Billtje do here? Are you just going to pay through the nose to get close? You could, was 11. Oh, again, 1 away, of course, from upgrading this one and this one, because the cost is 4 per level. So 8, 12 if you wanted to get all these. So I'm not able to do that. One might go with the 2 though. No, places another monument. I think I might have just gone for the upgrade there, while the upgrading is good because you're not going to get beat out by these other players now that have more cattle later. Melk0r going for it. Finally getting those 2-2s up to 3s. Paid a lot of money for it, but getting 13 back. 8 from their own. Vraid now finally making some money from these secondaries. And is able to raise a monument. It's good news there. Avatar herding again. Probably looking to upgrade from the scraps, but there aren't any. So they, yes, place a monument. And yeah, just pulling ahead with the cattle. Let's see, they are 17, 21 away. 13 away here. Also 21 away, but look at the cattle difference. Effectively 7 away here with 16 cattle. So lots of players in the mix. Here we go with the bidding. Vraid bidding 2, probably would have just passed. You've got so little cattle, you're not going to have an effect here. You're just wasting your cows unless you feel like going, you're somehow going to get second. Yeah, I think it would have passed. Melk0r has passed. Billtje has passed. Well, if the other two were going to pass, then I guess as a shady player you want to bid, because you will get the cattle back at least. You make them pay. Okay. So started with 26 down to 23, relatively cheap at this stage of the game to get to go first. Let's see what they do with it. They are upgrading, of course. Up to level 4 now, that's excellent. The 1 and the 1. And 6 on herd again, very nice. They are now 11 away with 15 coming in. So 21 next turn. That is looking good. Vraid, everything is used up, so they're placing a monument. Billtje going for the diamond. Let's see. Yeah, I guess. Oh, 21 cattle though. You might have gotten to go. You might have been able to go first next turn. 21 versus 25. I guess you think you're losing out to Melk0r. Placing the diamond does make sense because you scored 2 points, and now you have another way of, just using your own resources. This is why they've been building these here. Could have got access to a third diamond by placing here, but I guess wanting to just keep it away from other players so they can't reach it, they have to hub to it and pay, making it more expensive for them, setting it at price 3. Which is high for everybody except Avatar with an Anzi. Melk0r can't do anything, builds a monument where it can reach just this. I don't understand that placement. You could have gone here and then you can reach that and that one. But we're getting late, so it might not happen, might not matter. Start of turn 8. We see bids from Avatar. Vraid now just hoping to soak up cattle. Melk0r bids to Billtje, also passing. Okay, between these two players with the same number of cattle. Vraid hoping to earn a lot of cattle from this bidding. Yes, it's happening. It really sucks to bid when shady's on the board when you're not shady. You tend to want to just like bid big once. Avatar finally passing there. They've had enough. Spent a lot of cattle to get second. Have probably calculated that Melk0r was 16 can't win because they would need. So to get the 3 up, 4. Yeah, they need 12, so they need 24 to get both of these without hubbing. So yeah, they've done enough damage. They will be able to upgrade a 3 and a 1 though and score 8 points. So let's see if they do that. With 16 cattle, raises the monument to level 4. They did have to hub. Why did they have to hub? They can get here, here, and here. Oh yeah, okay, they rather pay to Billtje and so hubbed to get to this rather than pay vraid here. Yeah, well, it would have cost 5, so fair enough. I didn't notice that. They set this to 3 and this to 3. Okay. And with the money left over, they're able to upgrade that last one. Here. Ah, look at me. I didn't see this. They wanted to come here, of course. So they could reach this one and upgrade off their own primary. That's much better than being able to reach this one, which now costs 5. Okay, mistake there. Probably not the only one. Here comes Avatar. Probably just putting a monument. What did they do? I didn't see it. Oh no, they do get the upgrade. Okay, so the 2, I should read these things, they're very useful. Raises the monument to level 3. Okay, so scoring 4 points. Herding. Billtje. Oh, again spending 10 to score 2 points. That's rough. I think I would have held on to the 21 and just tried to get higher in turn order so that you can score maybe more than 2 points. But okay. Placing that out. Gets the 2 points, so they're now 1 away, effectively. Okay, that's why they're doing that. Because they can also build this, and they're 1 away if they take Zango. Sets their prices high, of course. Can't bring it down. Vraid, also able to upgrade a monument to level 3 with this new diamond that's there. Okay, here we are in turn 9, so game's going long. 23 cattle here, 23 cattle here, so Vraid now in a position that they can go first if they want. They are shady after all. Make it expensive for the other players. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the board, so could potentially, if they were able to afford it, score 14 points. It's not enough to win. The other players very much in a position to win now. Billtje will end the game this turn if they even place 1 monument. So Vraid not in a position to win, but the other 3 players are very live. Only needs 4 points here. Yes, and with 23 is a lot of cattle, especially whenever you're only paying 1 for each upgrade. Here we go. Game re-round. Okay. Bid 1, bid of 2, bid of 3. Avatar, you probably just want to have a big bid at some point. But Vraid is right there with them, so needs to train some cattle out. Billtje bidding 4. Making expensive for the other players. Avatar. Vraid bidding 6. They're just, if everybody's bidding, then you're all just passing cattle around. Melk0r bid 7. This is all incremental. 8. 15. Okay, there we go. That tends to be a decisive. They've calculated if they bid 15, they'll be left with 13, and that's enough to score a lot of points whenever you're Anansi. Everybody else is forced to pass. Vraid wasn't in it anyway. Melk0r is going to get 3rd. Billtje is going to get 2nd. with 13 cattle, which is dangerous. They can go quite far over. At this level, I'm sure Avatar has calculated it all out. They had to do a rewind from something, from everybody else passing. They probably took their turn and then went back. Okay, so they get up to level 5. From this diamond that was placed here, here, so quite cheap, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 with one hub. Total 8. It does it for you, very nice. 8 cattle to score 8 points is beautiful. They're 1 over. They still have 4 left. Oh god. They went from a 2 to a level 3. Cost them 4. And they're now 5 over. That is a great score. Billtje upgrading on their own. Upgrading on their own. Scoring 2 points. And that's it actually, because everything else is eaten, of course, by Avatar. So they are 3 over, which is a great score, but it's not 5 over. So currently in second place. Melk0r building 2 points, 4 points, 5 points, 6 points. 2 over, also a good score, not enough to win. Vraid just building out 2, 4, 6, 8. They did actually have a lot of points in the tank there. But of course, not enough. Needed another turn, and then with one more turn, actually, then Shady was really starting to come into it, a lot of cattle, and had that 8 in the pocket. So if they had gotten a good upgrade round in, that would have worked out. But super competitive, right? Everybody's super close. Some very hard counters in the beginning, and I think Raid is so far behind in the end because they just had to counter the Engai with those builds and wasn't able to do it with their or didn't do it with the cattle, so they could use their builder and get, like, so instead of spending 4 and getting nothing back, they would have been spending 6 and getting 4 back from those builds. That was very costly. Okay, that's the final. Super congrats to Avatar, very nicely played. This is what they were using in the end. An Anzai and Herd is a great combo, and had a lot of income from their wood carver. It would be cool maybe at the end to see how much this made for you for the whole of the game, so how much income came from this. Because I think they used it perfectly, right? They used it to, they had 4 at one point, and I thought they had wasted their time taking Herd, but they actually chose an Anzai quite early in the game to be able to do their upgrade and put 2 on the Herd and get another 1, which seems very small, but that 1 cow can be enough to, like, snowball, right? Cattle make you cattle whenever you have the Herd. So very nicely done from Avatar, and congrats. We have a new king of Zimbabwe. Looking forward to the next tournament. See you guys.